guys, what's going on? Dr. Gonzo, oh boogie, I'm back for another update video for you guys, and it's been a couple weeks since my last update video, and since then I've picked up some cool stuff like always. I actually don't have too much to show here, so this might be a shorter update video. I only have 4 Blu-rays, which 3 of those are steelbooks, and I have 3 DVDs to show you guys, but one of those is a box set, so I got some really cool stuff to show you guys. I picked some of this stuff up at Best Buy. Also, I stopped in at FYE probably about a week or a week and a half ago, and also last night I was actually looking around in Walmart and I found a pretty cool steelbook there for $8, so I'll get to that in a second, but let's get started on this update, and I'm going to start off by showing you guys the steelbooks that I picked up. And 2 of these I got at Best Buy, and like I mentioned, the other one I picked up yesterday at Walmart. So let me show you guys what I picked up. First up here is Resident Evil Extinction. Actually, about a month ago, if you guys caught my update video a couple weeks ago or a month ago, I picked up the first 2 steelbooks for the Resident Evil films, Resident Evil and Resident Evil Apocalypse, and I thought those were pretty cool. So I was at Best Buy a little while ago, like I mentioned. I was just looking through all the steelbooks they had, of course, and I figured I'd pick up a few more of these Resident Evil steelbooks. So I picked up the 3rd one, Extinction, which I haven't seen since this movie first came out, which I think this came out in 2007. So it's been about 10 years since I've seen this one. So I'm looking forward to rewatching this, and I actually haven't rewatched the second Resident Evil film, Apocalypse, since I picked it up, so I might do like a double feature one night and do the 2nd and 3rd Resident Evil film, something like that. But looking forward to rewatching this one. It's got decent artwork here, and these Resident Evil steelbooks are only $10 each at Best Buy right now, so just a really good deal, so can't go wrong with that. Alright, next up here is another really good deal I think that I got at Best Buy, and this is the Suicide Squad steelbook. And I actually been wanting to pick up this steelbook and check out this movie for a while now, even though I've heard mixed things about it. Most of the reviewers that I watch on YouTube gave somewhat negative reviews to this movie, and I really do feel like this movie was overhyped before it came out, but I did want to check it out. It seemed interesting enough to check out, and I always like to watch Batman or Batman related films, and so I figured I'd pick this up and add it to my steelbook collection. And actually, I remember I went to Best Buy around the time, like the week that this came out, and they were selling it for like $40 or something like that, $45. I think it was really expensive. But actually, last time I was at Best Buy, this was only $14.99. So I figured with it being priced so cheap, I was like, I might as well pick it up and check it out. So this is a really nice looking steelbook. Comes with the 4K Ultra HD version of this, which I don't have a player for right now, but it comes with the Blu-ray and a digital copy of this. So just cool stuff. Looking forward to checking this out. If you guys have seen this one, definitely let me know in the comments what you guys thought about it. Alright, so this is the last steelbook I have to show you guys, and this is the one that I picked up at Walmart for only $8, and this is the Dwayne Johnson movie Hercules. You guys might know Dwayne Johnson as the wrestler The Rock in WWE, WWF. I was a big fan of his back in the late 90s when I was watching wrestling. He was just one of the best wrestlers around. So I always like to check out the movies he's in, because he's actually like a decent actor. I mean, especially compared to some of the other wrestlers that turned actors, like Hulk Hogan just does a horrible job in most of the movies he's in, and his matches aren't that interesting either. But Dwayne Johnson always put on a good match, and his movies are always pretty good. He's a decent actor, I think. But I picked this one up just randomly, mainly just because it was a steelbook and it was cheap. It was only $8 at Walmart, and you don't usually find steelbooks priced that cheap. So whenever I see one, I'll pick it up, even if it's for a movie that I don't have too much interest in. But you know, The Rock being in it was enough to make me want to pick it up. And I actually did check this one out last night. For some reason, I was sort of in the mood to watch kind of like a newer action-adventure type movie, and it wasn't half bad, even though I do feel like the story was a bit rushed, And I also feel like they emphasized on the fact that he wasn't truly the son of a god. They kind of tried to ground the story more in reality in this version of the movie, which I think makes it a little bit different than some of the other Hercules stories. But still, I feel like they could have had more fun with it if they went the other way with the story. But either way, I thought this was decent, nothing special. But, you know, if you guys like this type of movie, you know, for $8, awesome steelbook. Can't really go wrong at Walmart. So good stuff right here. And last for the Blu-rays, this is not a steelbook, but I also picked this up at Best Buy while I was there. And this is Ghost in the Shell 2, Innocence. And actually, if you guys caught my update from like a week ago, I picked up the Mondo steelbook for the original Ghost in the Shell anime, and I checked it out. And I was really blown away at just how well done the animation was, and it just had a great sci-fi story, just a great anime in general, and probably one of the best cartoons I've ever seen, really. So I liked it enough to want to check out the sequel. So when I was at Best Buy and I saw this, I picked it up, and also I remembered reading that the same director of the original one made this, but this was made like almost 10 years later, and I would feel like that shows a little bit in the animation style, which is probably my biggest complaint about this. I actually really like this. I didn't like it as much as the original one, the first one. I didn't think it was as interesting as of a story, but I still enjoyed watching this. But really my only complaint was the animation style. The original one uses like traditional animation style, and it's just really well done. Just every single second of that movie looks beautiful. And in this movie they mix that traditional style with like newer computer animation. I just didn't feel like it blended well together, and the computer scenes looked very like PlayStation 2 movie graphics, kind of like if you're playing like a Resident Evil game, there's a cutscene. That's sort of what it looked like. And then the other animation style was sort of like the same style from the original one. I just didn't feel like it worked too well together, but still, I thought this was a decent cartoon, decent anime, I mean, and just not as good as the first one, but most sequels aren't, but still worth checking out. If you guys have seen the original one and like it, I would recommend checking this one out. But alright, that was it for the Blu-rays, so let's move on to the DVDs. And I picked all of these up at FYE, actually. And first off, here we have an awesome Godzilla box set. This is the Godzilla Collection. And actually, if you guys caught my update from a few weeks ago, I picked up this awesome Godzilla toy right here at a thrift store for $1. This is like one of the classic Godzilla figures that you always see. I always wanted one of these, and I was so happy when I found it, and it just kind of re-sparked my interest in Godzilla, so it made me want to pick up some of the older Godzilla movies that I've never seen. So I figured I'd pick up this box set. This actually comes with, I think, like 6 or 7 Godzilla movies, and they're all earlier Godzilla movies, which I haven't really seen too many of these. I've seen a handful of the Godzilla movies, but it's like kind of the ones that I've seen are kind of spread out throughout the whole filmography of the Godzilla series. So I've seen a couple of the 90s ones. I actually saw the US shitty remake that nobody likes in theaters when that came out, but I've seen a lot of Godzilla movies, but I just haven't seen like the whole series. So I've always wanted to check out I've never seen the first Godzilla movie. I've always wanted to check that out along with the second one. So I picked this box set up, and it's just a really nice box set here. Let me show you guys the artwork on here. Cool looking picture of Godzilla there. Got 2 DVDs and a nice little box set thing. And let me try to list off all the Godzilla movies that it comes with. Volume 1 comes with the original Godzilla, the US cut, and the Japanese version of it. Comes with Godzilla Raids Again, and also Mothra vs. Godzilla. And the second set of DVDs comes with Ghidorah, or however you say it, the 3-headed monster. It also comes with Invasion of the Astro Monster, awesome name right there. All Monsters Attack, and Terror of Mechagodzilla. So just some classic stuff here. Can't wait to watch some of these. I haven't got around to watching any of these yet since I picked it up, but I think over this weekend when I have a little bit of time off from work, I'm going to sit down and check out some of these Godzilla films. So just a cool box set here, and I don't remember this being too much I think it was only like 30 bucks, so definitely a good deal here for some awesome classic films right here. Godzilla. So the last two things I have to show in this video I also picked up at FYE, and these are the first two seasons of SpongeBob SquarePants, which might be a surprise to some of you guys, but I actually love this cartoon, especially the first few seasons of this. I mean, I grew up on this cartoon. I was younger in the early 2000s, around the time when this cartoon first came out, and I was a big fan of it at the time. I always thought it was just a really well done cartoon. The animation was always well done, the songs in it were really well done. It was one of the only cartoons I remember from being younger that actually made me laugh. So I've always really loved this cartoon. I've had this show on DVD before, but it's been a few years since I've had this on DVD, and recently I've been craving to watch this show, so I'm glad I picked this up. And I plan on picking up probably the third and fourth seasons, which I would say around the fourth season is when they started to... They didn't really have any of the original storyboard artists, any of the original animators or writers anymore, and the show started to slowly lose its charm around season 4. And I would say nowadays when I watch like a new episode of SpongeBob, it's just not really the same show anymore. But the first few seasons, the first 3 or 4 seasons of this show, I think are one of the best cartoons out there. Like I said, just great animation, great songs, and just honestly funny episodes here. So of course we got season 1 here and season 2, so just good stuff. I highly recommend watching this show if you guys have never seen it before. And I finished watching season 1. I'm like halfway through season 2 right now, and I plan on probably picking up season 3 too, so looking forward to that stuff. So alright guys, that was it for this update though. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up or leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.